Shalom to the nation of Israel. This is Barazal coming in the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem, Racha Kodash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone and to the whole elect pushers word in truth and sincerity across the four corners of the earth. This is going to be a quick one titled We're Getting Closer. I mean, I get this title, We're Getting Closer. There's a lot of different titles, but like I said, this is going to be quick. And fair use, fair use, fair use. I do not own any of these clips, nor do I receive any type of monetary gain off of any of these videos. This is just for educational purposes only. Fair use, fair use, fair use. And you already know what topic it is. And it's the most important topic.
If you don't start taking what I'm saying seriously, you're going to be screwed. This is really happening. This is not some, oh my God, Iman. This is, watch this and wait for the end for solutions.
Big change could be coming to how you prove who you are. Utah State is considering rolling out a digital ID to help prove who you are in your online dealings. But with data breaches on the rise, Jim Spiewak asked if this can be a game changer for your online safety and security.
Everyone is born with identity. You control your identity. You should control your digital identity. Christopher Bramwell, Utah's chief privacy officer, is leading the state's effort to create a state-endorsed digital identity system, which would provide residents with a verified digital credential proving they are who they say they are. So someone being able to pretend that they're me probably wouldn't happen. The whole point of state-endorsed digital identity is to give you control of your identity so nobody can impersonate you. Bramwell sees initial
All right.
uses.
And it's the same thing they're doing in the UK. If you know what's going on there, I think in January, they're going to issue that January 2026 with the digital ID in the UK. So, of course, if they're doing it there, they're going to start doing it here because it's an agenda. If you know what's going on, right? And they're going to give it some type of reason. And the reason is going to be justified because they created the problem. They're going to say people are hacking people's identification online because you guys created the problem. You gave space for that to happen, right? They created the problem. So now, we have the solution. Digital ID. Which is going to bring everyone closer to the MOTB, the mark of the beast, which is the RFID CHIP, okay? Or the NFC.
For digital identity for things like going through TSA or verifying identity for government services. But he also says demand is growing in the private sector.
Why wouldn't you just use an identity you control to log into services, and you don't have to worry about reset passwords?
Bramwell says once you receive your
You see, you heard that? It's all about convenience. He made it, we're going to make things easier, right? You don't have to use passwords because it's hard. People forget passwords, and it's true. People forget passwords, and then when you use the same password, it's easy to get hacked, right? So now you have an ID, right? People can't hack that. Convenience.
The state won't know when you use it, and it won't be tracked, but it would be stored securely in something like a digital wallet. What do we tell people about why?
And that's a lie. They said the state won't be able to use it and it won't be tracked. That's fucking bullshit. This is what I mean. People have to understand how many times has the government told you something and they lied? Do you need to remember 2020? Right? And all the other years? But people are that fucking stupid. They'll forget about 2020. They forgot about all of it. They forgot anyways.
Security is our top priority, but most importantly, how do you recover when there's a security breach without having to do reissuance of identity to everybody in the state?
Utah lawmakers passed Senate Bill 260 this year, which laid the baseline policy that gives individuals the right to digital identity, but not a mandate to opt in. Senator Kirk Cullimore was the bill's sponsor.
Everything is digital now. A lot of what we do, even interacting with the state, is digital.
With AI advancing rapidly, Cullimore believes many technologies will soon require state endorsement.
Do you feel confident that what is in policy right now as we start to build this out is the most safe and secure?
You're going to be screwed if you don't start acting. This is why I'm taking time out of my life to do weekly Zoom classes explaining how to be in a position to say F you to digital IDs.
And this woman's just a buffoon. All right? She's fucking stupid because you're not going to be able to say F you to digital IDs. Okay? Because they're putting the whole system that you're going to the grocery store, you're going to buy your gas, you're going to pay your bills, you're going to go put your children into school. Everything is going to be tied into the digital ID system, which is going to tie in to the mark of the beast, which is the RFID, which is going to be a RFID chip or NFC that they're going to put in your body. So to think that you're going to be able to say F you and then still be able to do what you're doing right now, like go doing your groceries or go to work, you're not going to be able to work. You're not going to have money. That's what she doesn't fucking understand. This woman's fucking stupid. Don't listen to her. She's dumb. She doesn't know what she's talking about. You're not going to say F you. The only way you're going to get out of this situation, the only way to be delivered is through the power of Yahweh wa Yahushai. That's it. Sure. Will you be able to resist for a little bit? Yeah. Right? But there's other videos that showing that they're gonna even like the off-grid people that want to go off-grid, they're poisoning the waters. And I want to show that video real quick. So people like this are gonna lead people to die. Right? You're gonna die. Listen to this nonsense because you're gonna be one of those people that resist and you're gonna cave in anyways. Because remember we had the same time where we had the 2020. You had the same people. Well, I'm not gonna take it. Well, I'm not gonna take the icky vicky. I'm not gonna take that. And what happened? They caved. They caved. Because as soon as they started taking away their luxuries, they couldn't travel, they couldn't go to the grocery store, they couldn't go to certain places that they used to go to. Oh, I can't do this anymore. Oh, fuck it, I'm just gonna take it. People are weak-minded, man. Don't believe this nonsense. Like, oh, we're gonna fight back. It's bullshit. You guys are weak. You're spiritually weak. You're weak-minded individuals. You guys are not used to adversity. We've all seen it in 2020. We've seen the real true people that were strong are the ones that never took it. The ones that said, oh, I'm not going to take it, I'm going to take it, I'm not going to take it. And then you went and took it because you couldn't go to your favorite grocery store or you couldn't go to the movies on Saturday night, right? Or you couldn't go to the club that you do every weekend, right? Or you couldn't go on your trip that you planned 2 years in advance. Now you couldn't go on that trip. I can't do this. I have to take it, right?
Everything that comes with it, because if we don't start acting now and shifting the collective consciousness, because when we know the truth, we can't be controlled. So we need to get the word out.
No, that's not. Well, yes and no. The truth is supposed to set you free, and it's free to the truth that, you know, you cannot avoid it. You can't avoid not taking a digital ID. You can't avoid that. The mark of the beast, that's different because the digital ID is not the mark of the beast per se. This is gonna be first. It's gonna be like a card that you have, like you gotta take this card and you have your money on there, or whatever. Then they're gonna give excuses where, oh, the cards are being stolen. You know, people are hacking the cards and people are losing them, whatever. Right? We're gonna make this even easier where now it's not on a phone, it's in your hand, so no one can take it, or it's in your brain. No one can take that. That's what's gonna happen. Okay?
To be in a position in all the ways, have the resources, the time, the energy to fight back, or we're going to be screwed.
You're not fighting back. How are you going to fight back? How are you going to fight back? Explain that to me. How are you going to fight back? With what? With guns? Against the government? Are you serious? How are you going to fight back? That's the only thing I can only think that she would be talking about. Well, how are you going to fight back? Oh, protesting? You think protesting does anything? They laugh at you guys when you protest. They laugh. Like, look at these guys thinking that this does anything. Like, we're actually going to, oh my gosh, you're protesting in the streets. You're making us change our ways that we've been doing for centuries. We're just going to change now because you're protesting. And you're forgetting that they're hiring AI. So you don't want to go to your job because you don't want to do a digital ID. Then they'll just put AI in your job. Right? Oh, they'll hire immigrants from other countries to come and do your job for cheaper. You guys are stupid. You know, Americans are fucking dumb. They're just stupid people. They're just fucking retarded. They're just retarded. They're retards.
My name?
Telling you, if you don't,
Let me fast forward it. Just right here.
we need to get the word out. We need to be in a position in all the ways, have the resources, the time, the energy to fight back, or we're going to be screwed. So I put the link in my bio. I've had thousands.
You're already screwed. Right? You're already screwed in the sense of that you think that you can fight back. The only people that are not screwed are the elect. The elect are not screwed because the Most High has them. But even them, they're going to have to go through all this. It's just that they're not going to take the MOTB because this digital ID that they're referring to, I don't think it's like necessarily like the RFID chip that they're going to put in you yet. It's more like, you know, you have an online digital ID that you use to log into stuff. That's how it sounded, right? But that's connected to the MOTB, right? The elect are the only ones that are going to be good. Everyone else is screwed. You know, for the most part. Especially in America. Anyone in America that's not one of the elect, you're fucked. Because that place is going to burn. It's going to be hit with missiles. Like thousands of missiles. be lit on fire like a Christmas tree.
Thousands of you guys say the word class. If you're not following me, it's not going to go through. So tap the little follow button. It is totally free. You've got to be part of the resistance. You're not going to get my message. So double check, then comment the word class, and I will send you the link directly, or tap the link in my bio to get started. I also put the coin link in my bio too, or say coin below, and I'll send you that link directly. I'm telling you.
Anyways. Right, like I said, you'll be able to get around here and there for a little bit, but then eventually the gap's gonna close. You're not gonna have the workaround. You're gonna have to take the digital ID. It's like, okay, the digital ID is not the mark of the beast, so you're still good. It's when they present the mark of the beast, the MOTB, which is in the form of a CHIP, right? I'm saying it like that, right? Which is a micro RFID CHIP, or or a brain CHIP that they're gonna put in your brain, right? So that's when you have to say no. That's when you resist. That's when you resist. Right now, like, you can do it if you want, but like, you're eventually gonna have to conform to the digital ID system to eat. It's just when they bring the MOTB, that's when you resist. That's when you go without eating, if that's what has to happen. And that's when the scriptures say, it says, "My servants shall eat and shall drink," because the servants of the Lord are gonna be good in those times. They're not gonna have to be worried about eating or drinking or having shelter or whatever. They're gonna be good. Revelation 13 and 15, it says, "And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed." So some people are going to die. It talks about in the scriptures that men are going to be beheaded for this truth, right? Some men are going to be beheaded, but not all, just some. The rest will be delivered. They'll be beamed up in their chariots. Verse 16, and it says, "And he causeth all." So you're going to be caused. Everyone is going to be caused outside of the elect, right? Well, even the elect are going to be, the better word, actually, let me read an NLT. This is a better word. It says he required everyone. So everyone's going to be required to take the MOTB, which is the RFID CHIP. Everyone's going to be required, even the elect. But the elect are just not going to take it, right? That's why I said required is a better word. So they're just not going to take it. But everyone's going to be required to conform to it. Because if you don't, you can't partake in the beast system. You can't go to the grocery store. You can't go to your favorite movie place. You can't go to the restaurant or a bar or a club, right? You can't go travel. You can't do anything, pretty much, right? You can't pay your bills. You can't work. He required everyone, small and great, rich and poor, free and slave, to be given a mark on the right hand or in the forehead. And I just mentioned that earlier. And no one could buy or sell anything without that mark, you see? Which was either the name of the beast or the number representing his name. Which, it goes into verse 18. "Wisdom is needed here. Let the one with understanding solve the meaning of the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man. His number is 666, right? So that's a universal product code. If you see the UPC code on goods, right? Those codes equal 666. Right? Revelation 12 and 12. And it says, Therefore rejoice ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time." Exactly. So that's what they're moving. They're pressing, right? They're squeezing. They're moving with more haste, right? They're turning up the heat, because they're getting closer and closer, and they know that Yahushua they can see the prophecies, and they know that Yahushua is going to be here soon. So they need to try to their goal is to try to chip the elect, and they're not going to. They're not going to. They're going to get a majority of people, but they're not going to get the elect. Job 5 and 13, it says, NLT, "He traps the wise in their own cleverness, so their cunning schemes are thwarted," right? Or in actually, let me read Slack. I was supposed to read from 12. It says, Job 5 and 12 NLT, "He frustrates the plans of schemers, so the work of their hands will not succeed," right? So the schemers are the elites. So their scheme is to try to CHIP the elect, but it's not going to work, right? It's not going to work. They're not going to succeed. "He traps the wise in their own cleverness, so their cunning schemes are thwarted," right? So they're going to get trapped in their own cleverness. right? Another part of that cleverness is Project Bluebeam, right? They're going to use that to try to trick the elect into thinking that Yahushai came and he's here by using Project Bluebeam, by using holograms. But we already know how the prophecies go. So things are supposed to happen in a certain way. So when they don't happen in a certain way, then you know that's not the Yahushai. This is a farce, right? This is fake. This is a deception, you know. Anyways, just want to show that real quick, so you can see that information is getting out there. People are becoming more aware that the digital ID is bad, but you can't avoid that. Like you can try to resist it for a little bit, but eventually you're gonna have to take the digital ID. But when it comes to the mark of the beast, MOTB, which is a micro RFID CHIP, right, or NFC, if you don't take it, you won't be able part of the system, right? And only the elect are gonna resist that. That's it. Everyone else, for the most part, are gonna take it, especially in America, right? The elect are not going to take it in America, and everyone else is going to take it, and everyone else that takes it is going to get burned with the missiles. They're going to get wiped out. So that's on that. I'd like to close out by saying, Kahala Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai Bahashem Racha Kodash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, and to the hopeful elect pushes word in truth and sincerity across the four corners of the earth. Abad Babal, Kwame Yashar Allah, and Shalom.